in Goldberg's career their styles would mesh that well together, because it's either going to have to be Goldberg doing a majority of the heavy lifting, which wouldn't be good, or Brock doing it, in which case I always question whether Goldberg's body would hold out.
Yeah, I'm glad they haven't touched before they got to the match. I was really glad they didn't do that. I hate when they do that sometimes. It really lags that anticipation down. I do have a theory, and I know that Goldberg, since he's been away from wrestling, has been training in MMA quite a lot. And that's been his, he's not done a fight or anything, but he has been training in MMA. And I've got a feeling that Brock and him might do some sort of style like that, where they might just be pounding one another on the ground, and it might just be really just basically the strong style, basically, where they're going to be just really intense, like it's a proper full-on fight. And that would probably, then that means you haven't got to go as long. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see a bit of colour in that match. I think they could definitely pull that off like done with Randy. Don't be surprised. I think, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do it with Brock, like they've done with Roman, where they gave Roman that little edge because he cut Brock a few times, and that kind of makes him a little bit more vulnerable. So that would be some smart things to do for it. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do a little bit of MMA in this fight. Similar to how The Undertaker worked with Lesnar, because of course he's a big MMA fan as well. So that's definitely out there. I think that suits them rather than going sort of off the ropes at each other like Warrior and Hogan. Like who can bash into each other 1,000 times and still stand. I hate that kind of thing. But we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be. I think it has got my attention. I don't know where it goes on. I'm guessing, Matt, you like me are probably going to think this is going to be the main event.
Yeah, it's got to be, really, hasn't it? It'll be a nice way to end the night, I think, because we're going to have so much going on in the other matches. Just something that we know we're going to get a one-on-one match, and just put this to bed, I think.
Yeah, well, hopefully this is gonna pan out well, and we see where it goes. I'm interested to see, because I think, if what I say is correct, and I'm not saying I'm no expert, but if it was Undertaker and Cena, I'm interested, Matt, in who gets that Lesnar. Who's getting him, because that's probably going to be the one, the other, attraction match for sure. They need to do a hell of a lot more than what they've done last year with him against Dean Ambrose. A complete waste of time, if you ask me, having two over guys like that against each other. So they really have to figure out that one fast. And get him lined up with somebody, because there's not too many guys that are currently over. So you never know. One of our emails come through earlier, and they said Joe could come out and attack Lesnar. So you never know how that could go down. So, and I would be all for that as well. That'd be a great match, by the way. If they book Samoa Joe up really well before WrestleMania, and they certainly got time to do that. So yes, Matt, that comes to the end of this humongous preview of the weekend that we got coming up. We've got so much stuff coming, and of course you and I will be in London on Sunday, watching Ring of Honor. And yes, like I said, Monday, everybody, we are going to be back for a full review of the entire lot. Hopefully we're going to be in positive spirits. I'm sure we'll be in some negatives as well, because that's professional wrestling for you folks. So a little bit of everything. But I'm looking forward to the weekend in general. I think it's going to be pretty good. And NXT always does surprise me, so I'm even looking forward to that. Even though it does look like they're a little bit slim, I bet you any money they do really well. I always say that, and then NXT is always better than the flipping pay-per-view, isn't it? So we'll see how they get on. I just think the styles work out better on NXT sometimes, the pacing and everything. So I think I'm looking forward to that just as much. Matt, thank you as always for coming on this humongous preview, and I know you'll be looking forward to it as much as I am.
No, it's always a great thing when there's lots to talk about. It means that it's an exciting time.
Yeah, guys, don't forget to get in touch with us. Let us know what you think of some of the NXT Takeover and Survivor Series that you see. I'll be interested to get some feedback. It's always good to hear you guys and what the fans thought as well as us. So yes, all that and more coming on Monday. Guys, thank you all for listening as always, and have a great weekend. Enjoy the wrestling, and we'll see you Monday. Until then.